In the headlines, 8 killed as IPOB's sit-at-home order turns bloody. Nigerian government condemns assault on Diplomat by Indonesian officials. Plus, Chief of Army Staff flags off welfare flight for troops. And on the foreign scene, bus accident kills 1, injures 13 in Germany. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Ayubelia. Thank you for joining. The sit-at-home order handed down to the people of the southeast turned bloody as hoodlums wreaked havoc in Anambra and Imo states, killing 4 policemen and 4 other persons. Gunmen who went on a shooting spree in Anambra attacked a police area command in Newi axis of the state. The incident was said to have occurred few hours after a joint security patrol team allegedly killed 2 persons suspected to be members of the Eastern Security Network who were enforcing the group's sit-at-home directives in the area. Gunmen attack Anambra Area Command, kill police officers and cut away arms. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has condemned the assault of a Nigerian diplomat by immigration officials in Indonesia. The victim, whose name was not mentioned, was manhandled and arrested by immigration officials on Saturday in front of his official quarters. A viral video of the event shows at least 3 men in a vehicle assaulting the official, ignoring his screams of pain, while 2 of the men held his hands and pinned him down in the back seat. Another freely assaulted his unprotected head as he cried out in pain. In addition to the Indonesian ambassador's apology, the immigration officials responsible for the assault have also apologized to the victim. Now, to ease the burden of traveling to and from the theater of operations for troops of the Nigerian military, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahaya, on Monday launched a special flight for troops of Operation Hadenkai. Performing the ceremony at the Nigerian Air Force-based Maiduguri, Yahaya reassured troops of his commitment to their welfare. He also assured that the leadership of the armed forces will provide artillery resources in concluding the war against terrorism, as the army is already recording success in the fight.
We are making headway and we are achieving results. And if we continue, and we should, we will conclude this episode in Northeast, and so that we can go and do other things and other criminal also across the theater and other theaters. Already you can see we are getting there in droves, surrendering already. And we urge them to continue to surrender and lay down their arms and to the line of peace. Line of peace is the way. If they fail, we will get them, we'll get to them. We have already gotten to some, and we'll get it to all. And I say all of them. Whether they're here in the Northeast, or in the Northwest, or North Central, the earlier they to the line of peace, the better. Otherwise, you cannot escape the wrath of the armed forces of Nigeria in synergy with other security agencies and services and stakeholders.
The new Commissioner of Police in Kaduna State, Abdullahi Mudassiru, has assumed office. Muhammad Jaligi, Public Relations Officer of the command, in a statement in Kaduna, said that Mudassiru took over from Umar Muri, who had been promoted to Assistant Inspector General. The new commissioner hails from Katsina State, and he was enlisted into the police force as a cadet assistant superintendent of police on 3rd March 1990 and trained at the Police College, Kaduna. Mudassiru has served in several commands and police formations in various capacities, among which is the officer in charge of the Abia command of the defunct anti-robbery squad. Now, the governor of Katsina State, Aminu Masari, has advocated the exploration of solid mineral deposits to create job opportunities and boost national economy as a pinnacle to insecurity. Masari made the call in a statement issued by Malam Abdu Labaran, the Director General, Media and Publicity to the Governor. Masari stated this when he paid a courtesy visit. The Governor noted that the agitations for resource control and restructuring will be addressed if the nation's resources were fully harnessed and exploited. The Governor pledged to provide an enabling environment for exploration of the minerals by genuine investors. The statement also quoted the minister as reminding state governments that mineral resources, wherever they are found, are constitutionally entrusted to the federal government to manage on behalf of Nigerians. Olamilekan said it is therefore wrong for any state to claim ownership of mineral resources found within its territory. The Governor of Kebbi State, Atiku Bagudu, has approved the establishment of a task force on drug control to assist in reviewing and providing informed policies and programs on drugs and substance abuse in the state. The approval is contained in a circular signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Baballe Umar Yauri, and made available to newsmen in Birnin Kebbi on Tuesday. According to the circular, a retired Assistant Inspector General of Police, Umar Ambusa, has been appointed the chairman of the task force, while the wife of the governor, Zainab Shinkafi Bagudu, will serve as its patron. Members of the committee include representatives of the Nigerian Police, NDLEA, NCDC, NAFDAC, Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, and the Nigerian Medical Association, as well as the Ministries of Justice, Education, and Health. Association of Resident Doctors continue its strike despite ultimatum given to the doctors to resume work. The action is taking its toll on patients in hospitals in Abuja where activities are low. Dashan Husseina Usman has more.
Despite threats by the federal government through the Minister of Labor and Productivity, Dr. Chris Ngige, to enforce the no work, no pay rule against striking resident doctors, hospitals remain near empty. At the National Hospital, Abuja, some patients find succor with consultants attending to them, while others are not so lucky.
I was here last Friday. I could not see the doctor because they say they are on strike. So there's a limited number that the consultant can see, and I was not lucky to make the number. I have to come back today to see the doctor. It has affected me. You can see I'm supposed to be in the office now. I'm wasting time here, and I was here yesterday. A time wasted also, and there are many, and they have limited numbers of people which the consultant can handle with the resident doctor on strike. So there are many people on the queue wanting to see the doctor.
It's been very, very difficult for patients. Right now, since last week, I have been struggling to see the doctor, and quite a lot of drama here and there. Crowds trooping in every day, and it's not been easy at all. So I think I just feel that the world is struggling. The doctors should just look at the humanitarian aspect of life itself and try to just come down and meet the government midway in solving this crisis.
I'm here to see a doctor. I had an appointment with her and said I have ovarian cysts. I needed to be operated on soon, and the doctors are on strike. I'm just here to try my luck. I wish the government can do something about it, because it's not just about the doctors, it's about the patients. People are dying. A lot of people are in pains.
The absence of doctors leaves consultant to patient ratio at 1:20, and wards are now an empty room with crisp white beds and silence. President of the National Association of Resident Doctors, Uyilawa Okwahesui, has called for the sacking of Chris Ngige, Minister of Labor, Osage Hanire, Minister of Health, and Tajuddin Sanusi, Registrar of Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, for their inability to handle the issues of striking doctors. Patients plead with doctors and federal government to come to an agreement, put an end to the strike, and restore sanity to hospitals. Dashan Hussaina Usman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching Trust TV News Update, and coming up after the break, Lagos records upsurge in infections as NCDC records 442 cases of COVID-19. Details and more coming shortly.
My name is Samuel Dada.
Yakubu Isa, ana mana kabila jeji.
Aminu Mufa.
A wannan harkar ce muke dan samun abinci, an muke taimaka mu wasu da yawa.
Looking for private jobs. Sometimes you get employed and the process of payment, you undergo some kind of stress.
Get latest updates on current topical issues and breaking news by downloading the Trust TV mobile app on your Android devices. Go online, click Google Play Store, search Trust TV, install the app, and get doses of unfiltered information on happenings all over the world in your pocket. Trust TV, documenting the Nigerian story.
Thanks for staying with us, and you are watching Trust TV News Update. Let's have another look at some of our top stories. The sit-at-home order handed down to the people of the Southeast turned bloody as hoodlums wreaked havoc in Anambra and Imo states, killing 4 policemen and 4 other persons. Plus, Katsina State Governor Aminu Masari has advocated the exploration of solid mineral deposits to create job opportunities and boost national economy as a panacea to insecurity. Still in the news, Lagos State witnessed an upsurge in daily new COVID-19 cases as the Nigeria Center for Disease Control reported additional 422 infections on August 9, 2021. The NCDC made this known via its verified website on Tuesday morning. It confirmed that the additional 422 cases were from 9 states and the FCT. The agency said that Lagos State was standing at a dire inflection point with the coronavirus cases surging and most of its population not yet fully vaccinated. On political matters, People's Democratic Party governors will on Tuesday decide the fate of National Chairman Uche Secondus after consultation with party elders. The main opposition party remained polarized over Secondus. The party's governors met on the raging controversy. After the meeting, they announced that the decision will be taken on Tuesday. A huge protest was staged at the Secretariat asking for Secondus' exit. All the 13 PDP governors attended the meeting, which was held at the Akwa Ibom Governors Lodge, Asokoro, Abuja. Chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, Tambuwal, who spoke briefly with reporters, said the governors and other stakeholders had resolved to work together in unity in the interest of the party. Now, in commemoration of the 2021 World Indigenous Day, the Coalition of FCT Indigenous Associations has held a one-day program with the team, FCT Indigenous Peoples, and a call for a new social contract. Things discussed at the event were aimed at mitigating the plight the FCT original inhabitants have faced for decades. Chidweke Okafor tells us more on this story.
All around the world, indigenous people have always had to struggle with one plight: marginalization and non-inclusiveness. It is in the light of this that the Coalition of FCT Indigenous Associations has organized a one-day program marking the 2021 World Indigenous Day celebration. Speakers at the event made desperate calls for inclusiveness in governance to benefit from the dividends of democracy.
Our identity is fading, and we need to work and tell the world that we have identity. That is the beauty about today. If people don't know, people should know that FCT, there are people there and people are still there. And there are a lot of communities that have not been resettled. We need just commitment and sense of belonging because we have no another home more than FCT. Some people call us stateless Nigeria, but I tell you, I will not take that. And inshallah, as time goes on, we'll get the second tier of government.
The struggle has been very difficult, but we're moving one step at a time. The last 5 years were not recognized like this. The last 5 years, people didn't even know about the indigenous people of FCT. Because in the last 5 years, we started celebrating this. So I tell you, we've been marginalized, yes, but we are really coming out of it gradually. I think with the new constitutional review we're having now, if really passed into law, will give us an appropriate place in the system.
Professor Matthew Sunday Dada, the keynote speaker at the ceremony, made strong assertions concerning the discrimination indigenous people have faced in the FCT, while calling for stringent measures to be taken to address the issues.
As indigenous people, we must steadfastly focus on establishing new political and territorial status quo and building new kinds of institutional relationships between the state and the indigenous people. We should also insist on making the rights of indigenous people of FCT a priority. It must be a priority that there must be a policy that protects the rights of the indigenous people. Otherwise, if there are no rights, if there are no policies on ground, we continue to face this marginalization. We continue to face this discrimination of different kinds.
Also present at the event was Honorable Abdullahi Adamu Candido, the Executive Chairman of the Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC. He also lends his voice to the struggle of the emancipation of the indigenous people of the FCT.
I don't see myself in FCT as belonging to too much political parties. I see myself as an FCT person. If you see yourself in APC or PDP as a person or as a political party, you are only deceiving yourself. Our political party is FCT. Political parties are just tools that we use to get to office. But the main political party of FCT people remains FCT, Federal Capital or Abuja people. That is all. That is our political party. And that is the party that we're supposed to come together, irrespective of whatever shade of opinions, whatever is our difference. Bagi, Bari, Bondera, Gadeko, Ganaganat, and what have you. We are one people.
The UN Declaration on Indigenous People states that indigenous peoples and individuals are free and equal to all other peoples and individuals, and have the right to be free from any kind of discrimination in the exercise of their rights, in particular that based on their indigenous origin or identity. Indigenous peoples have the right of self-determination. Chijioke Okafor, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And in business news now, trading at the local bourse opened for the week on Monday negatively with a loss of 126 billion naira, driven by self-pressure in some blue chips. Specifically, the market capitalization inched lower by 126 billion naira to close at 20.94 trillion naira from 20.220 trillion naira achieved on Friday. Also, the all-share index lost 243.49 points, or 0.63%, to close at 38,567.26 against 38,810.75 posted on Friday. Accordingly, month-to-date gain stood at 0.1%, while year-to-date loss increased to 4.2%. UPL topped the losers chart in percentage terms, dropping by 9.79% to close at 1.29 per share. Now, the price of cooking gas has risen by more than 60% since early December last year on the back of the recent devaluation of the naira and lingering inadequate domestic supply of the fuel. A cross-section of Abuja residents show their displeasures over the hike, and Trust TV's Nafisa Abdul-Al has more details.
The price of liquefied petroleum gas, also known as cooking gas, has skyrocketed to a record high of 500 naira per kilogram amid high unemployment and poverty levels in the country. However, some residents maintain that cooking gas still remains a preferable alternative.
Where I used to buy gas, it was about 19,000 thereabouts. But now I came and he says to fill up this one is about 21,200. So I mean, it's a huge change because things are supposed to be coming down, not increasing. So if it's going up, it means there's a problem.
Then I think we normally buy 3.5. Then this 12.5 kg. But now I came with, let's say, 4,000 naira, but I had to double 1,300 naira. That's 5,300 naira. I don't know why. We have no option rather to buy it like that and use. But at least if the government can do something, it will be better for the masses, please.
I cook food for sale, and I cook in large portions. It is not possible for me to cook such amount of food using gas, as it would not be sufficient. So I only use the gas at home for my personal consumption.
The last I bought was 4.9. Today now I came, 12.5 is 5.3. So you can see there is an increment of about how much? 4.9 to 5, that is 400 naira just at a go within a period of not up to 4 weeks.
Despite the hike of cooking gas, some Nigerian residents continue to purchase cooking gas as they consider it a better and long-lasting option compared to other sources of cooking energy. Nafisa Abdul-Al, Trust TV News, Abuja. The price of liquid.
And now on the foreign scene, a truck crashed into a bus in central Germany, killing one person and injuring 13 others, news agency DPA reported on Tuesday. A 29-year-old woman was killed in the crash near the city of Hanover. Both drivers were injured along with several bus passengers. 3 people were suffering from severe injuries, among them a 4-year-old boy. The accident happened Monday night at a street junction where the traffic lights were turned off. Since both drivers were injured, police have not fully been able to investigate the accident yet, DPA reported. And in sports news, Super Eagles midfielder Joe Aribo has been tipped as one of the probable players ahead of Rangers hosting of Malmo in a decisive second leg of their qualifying ground tie at home on Tuesday. The Swedish side take a 2-1 lead to Ibrox Stadium, and Rangers boss Steven Gerrard is upbeat that his side, complete with the influential Nigerian Aribo, can grind a favorable result. Rangers have lost 2 in a row after the Swedes opened a 2-1 lead in the Champions League qualifying tie before Bundy United inflicted Rangers' first league defeat in 17 months. And that wraps it up for the news update. For latest news, click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and follow us on all social media handles. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.